Thank you guys for joining me today. Unafraid, right or wrong. We got a couple really good things on deck for you guys today. First of which is the NCAA and this alleged scandal. I'm not talking about exclusively the Rick Pitino thing, right? So the Rick Pitino thing is a whole different thing in and of itself, and we will cover that as well. But this scandal, this is garbage. And we're also going to cover Cavs fans. Cavs fans are tortured souls. I mean, when you look at the emotional roller coaster that is being a Cavs fan, it is hilarious and it is like incredible. Because no other fan base, especially in the last like 10 or 15 years, has been tortured in the way that this fan base has. But we'll start with the NCAA. So yesterday, we got word and found out that the NCAA was going to, that a bunch of people had been arrested, including somebody who worked at Adidas, Tony Bland at USC, and a whole host of other coaches from Arizona and other places around the country. And I'll tell you this, I was super angry and upset when I really thought about this last night. Because the NCAA, so they champion amateurism, they champion, that these are young kids and it is not about the money. We are a 501c3. We are about education. These young kids, they get an education in exchange for their athletic talents, and this is a fair trade-off, right? But the reality is there's nothing fair about this. There's nothing right about what's going on with the NCAA. Nothing at all. And to go into it, let me first read to you I'll go up first, right? So that these kids, particularly basketball players, it is much easier to spot a NCAA basketball player or a high school basketball player that is going to the NBA than it is in an NFL player. A high school kid is going to be an NFL player, except for, like the Adrian Petersons of the world. And then like the kid Oliver over at Houston right now, the defensive tackle. Like there's only a few that you can spot in high school and you're like guaranteed lock, no worries. As long as he stays healthy, this is fine. But in basketball, it's an easy lock. I mean, my cousin's one of the top 30 recruits in the next recruiting class. And guess what? It's clear as day that he could be going to the NBA. It's very likely. So if you are a 5-star recruit, the 15 5-star recruits of last year, guess what? When the NBA draft came around, 14 of them were picked in the first round. These are surefire first round bets. So when you look at people offering them money, they have value. They have value. And you're going to tell me that if you're a high school athlete that you're not going to take this money, despite what your financial situation is. You're not going to take this money? That doesn't make sense. Because when you look at it, right, these players have value. They have value. If a one and done kid is worth $100,000, a one and done, a college basketball player is worth $100,000, a one and done. There has to be some return on investment, right? Not just for the agents. When you look at the financial advisors, the shoe companies, the person who's really getting the biggest deal out of these kids is the coaches. They're already making millions of dollars. And then the coaches can continue to capitalize on what's going on with these kids. The NCAA is a sweatshop. It is not slavery. It is a sweatshop because people in sweatshops get paid. They don't get paid what they should get paid, but they still get paid. There is some sort of financial compensation for working in a sweatshop. However, your value far exceeds what you're compensated as. Because this probe by the FBI, by the NCAA and everybody cooperating with it, it is an attempt to keep money out of kids and families' pockets. Because the reality of it is that the shoe companies, the financial advisors, the agents aren't predators for these kids. Because by and large, the majority of them are going to do the right thing by these kids. They're going to. They're going to be good agents. They're going to be good financial advisors. But it's different, right? When we are looking at kids, right? I mean, that's the difference where people want to pretend like there's some sort of difference, but there's not, because they are commodities. They have a skill. They offer value. They are a business. These high school athletes are businesses, particularly in basketball, because they have value. They have value to the coaches, because the coaches make the NCAA tournament. You make enough Final Fours, you make enough Sweet 16s, you'll be making $5-6 million a year too, on the backs of the kids. And the trickle down economics don't work. Now that's just a fact, because we want to pretend like there's something wrong here, but there's nothing wrong with what's going on in the NCAA. Nothing wrong at all. Like, it's literally no different than politics or you at your job. Everybody wants to network to try to figure out, who should I align myself with to make more money? Who should I align myself with? Because reality is, it's the do me a favor and I got your back thing. How do you think the Raiders got to Las Vegas? Does some city councilman, some mayor had to be cool with it? It's good for the city. It's going to bring jobs. It's going to bring money. It's going to bring all these things. So yes, there had to be some glad handing done along the way. Same thing with these kids. And the real crooks in this, I would agree with you, Brian, is the NCAA. They are a 501c3. That means that you're a nonprofit organization. However, every year since basically like 2009, they've been running in a surplus. And before that, there were some years as well. The NCAA had a total of $1 billion in 14, and it's only gone up since then. And they had excesses, 60, 50, $80 million. And that's after they've already paid colleges and schools. Because remember, some of the money that comes into the NCAA is distributed out to schools. So that's after they've distributed their money. And you're going to sit up here and tell me that this is amateur athletics? Let me read you what's on the NCAA site. I heard Joe Klatt say this earlier today, and I went and looked it up, and this man was completely right. The rules of amateurism say that on the NCAA site, that amateurism, the amateur competition, is the bedrock principle of athletics and the NCAA. That maintaining amateurism is crucial to preserving an academic environment in which acquiring a quality education is the first priority. In the college model of sports, the young men and women competing on the field or court are students first and athletes second. Where on earth is that true? Where on earth is that true? Because when you look at this, when you look at what went on in North Carolina with academic fraud, the greatest academic fraud that we have ever seen, where is that true? The NCAA has said that they are not required to educate these young men. So here's the thing. If you're not going to pay them because you say that they're amateurs, which they're not, because everybody else is making millions around them. So it is sweatshop work. If you're going to, so A, it's not amateurism at all. And B, you're not going to educate them. I mean, how many times are we going to stand for and be okay with the fact that saying that the NCAA saying that a scholarship, yeah, you get this scholarship. I am never going to say that it is not a big deal, because you do. You get a chance to get your classes paid for. You get a chance to meet people, network, build friends, all these things. There is very many positives to being a college athlete. However, when you look at how much everybody around you is profiting based upon your value, it is way off and it is way skewed. And the reality of it is that the rules of amateurism, that they create a black market, that they create a need for people to pay for play. to pay for introductions to these college athletes. Whether it's shoe companies who have been investing in their AAU teams for years. Adidas invested a lot of money into LeBron James. Then they invested into his high school team, all that, and guess what? He signed with Nike. That's where we're looking at. See, because it's not okay. I mean, because I hear it all the time. They say, well, these kids are getting a free education. Wouldn't you like to come out with no student loans and all this stuff? I 100% agree where people are saying that. Yes, when you are comparing a regular student to a student athlete, yes, the situation is better in terms of paying for school. However, as a regular student, you are allowed to work. You can go over whoever's house that you want to go to eat. You can accept any gift that somebody gives you, but you do that as an NCAA player, guess what? You're getting jammed up and you're going to be ineligible. Now, that's what's not fair. That's what's not fair. You get a scholarship, but a regular student does not add value to the university financially the same way a college athlete does. That's just the truth. That is facts. And when you look at the amount of money that the NCAA has just been poured in, the Pac-12 has its own network. The Big Ten has its own network. The Big 12, the SEC, ACC, all the Power 5 conferences. Money to burn. State-of-the-art facilities. All this. But you're going to tell me that there's no room to pay the players and you're going to call this a scandal? No. The real scandal and the real scam is the sweatshops that the NCAA has set up. And then they've made the general public to buy into the lie that says that this is amateur athletics and we need to preserve the innocence of these young kids. Where's their innocence? There is no innocence. Because the reality is that people don't realize that the NCAA is the only, in football and basketball, are the only places in this country where you are not allowed to make money off your name, trade off your name, and make money until somebody else makes money off of you. Because you have to go to college for 1 year in basketball. Football, you have to go for 3. So that allows these universities and school and coaches and everybody else involved to make money off of you before you can make money off yourself. You have to see something wrong with that. Like, you, at no point in time can you look at that and say, I actually think that that's okay. Because it's not. It makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. You guys are watching Right or Wrong. Please continue to feed, share it, like it, so we can keep this going every single day. Because I want to know from you guys. Because I hear so many people talk about, oh, the scholarship is worth so much. It's worth $100,000. Do you not believe that athletes are adding more value to the schools than the schools are giving them back? Because they're picking up the FBI has picked up 10 people and charged people with corruption. Where the hell is the corruption? Because I don't see it. You're going to have heads roll. You're going to have multiple coaches fired, blackballed from coaching and getting another job, at least for a while. Because of corruption? Where's the real corruption? There's no corruption in an assistant coach kind of guiding a player into a good financial advisor or guiding him to a good agent. No, because they're looking for him already anyway. In real estate, you get a commission. And also, if somebody sends you a deal, guess what? They get a referral fee. That operates in life. This is nothing more than a referral fee like in real estate. It is a transaction. These two people are going to do business together and they're going to make big money together. But guess what? You hooked them up, so you get a little coin on the side. You get some little scraps off the table. That's not corruption. The corruption is the NCAA trading on kids' names, using their likeness and image for so many years, and then not paying them for it. That's what's wrong in this situation. So I would hope that we would see what's true and see what is right in this NCAA alleged scandal, because there is no corruption. But then we find out that Rick Pitino was fired today. So you might ask me, well, so you're saying Rick Pitino should not get fired? Slow down. That's not what I'm saying. The reason why Rick Pitino potentially had to go is because he already narrowly escaped with the prostitution thing. He's got a whole bunch of so he's got 13 to 15 players on his team. He's got 3 or 4 coaches, but he doesn't know what's going on. Come on, man. Like, you can't, like, if you're going to escape trouble in this time and day and age in our country, you have to be willing to admit, you know what, I did something wrong. You have to be able to stand up and say, you know what, it's me, I messed up, I screwed up. Rick Pitino has not been willing to do that. Like, he hasn't shown a willingness to admit that he's doing something wrong or that he's done something wrong. That's where the problem with Rick Pitino comes in. He already narrowly escaped. Already did with the prostitution thing. And then also, he's thrown in with some not so good characters. I mean, like, when you look at Rick Pitino, does he look like a person that you trust? Yeah. So does Rick Pitino look like a person that you trust? Probably not, right? He doesn't exactly look like, he looks like a used car salesman, hair slicked back, and he just makes you feel a little bit icky, right? He makes you a little bit scared to see what's on his phone. You know, I mean, this is what happens when stuff happens. You don't apologize, you pretend like you don't know. Got a comment in that said that a student's value to a university can't be compared to an athlete's because it's not immediate. 100% agree with that. However, there's a couple kids who go to a university who are going to end up making this university famous or making the university any type of dollars. I mean, Facebook's not making Harvard any extra dollars. Zuckerberg might donate some coin there or something, but other than that, not really. And any football or basketball player is adding more value on overall than most students in that university. The next thing up, which you guys might want to share as well, is if you know a Cavs fan, please send this to a Cavs fan. Because I was thinking about it this morning and I was like, dude, there is no more tortured fan base than the Cavs fan base. I mean, like, these poor people are on an emotional roller coaster, like, constantly. They are. Because when you look at their history, when you look at the Cavs' history, their emotions are constantly disappointment. Cavs feel anger. They feel frustration. They feel elation. They feel happy. They feel sad. They feel mad. They feel dejected. And they feel euphoric. I mean, like, this is all in the last 15 years. We won't even get into the Craig Elo disappointment and when Ron Harper was there, they couldn't get past Jordan, all that. We won't even need to get into that. Let's start with LeBron, the savior in the white suit and the black shoes, shows up. First pick in the draft. Oh my God, Cavs are, oh my God, the king has arrived. Our savior is here. He will win us a championship. He will do all these things. We are so happy. We are amazed. Then he couldn't get it done there. Free agents didn't want to show up. Oh, he needs more help. So you're frustrated then. Then LeBron leaves. Then the hate comes in. We hate him. Dan Gilbert, we hate him right with you. We're going to burn his jersey out in the streets. like he's a traitor. So you hate him then. And then you're sad. Yeah, you're sad because you suck again. We thought we had something great. We were on top of the world. People loved Cleveland. They thought Cleveland was something instead of the armpit of America. But then you're sad you suck. And then you're jealous. Cavs fans got super jealous. Jealous of Miami. Jealous of the Heat. Jealous of Chris Bosh, LeBron, and Dwyane Wade. All the fun and championships they were winning down there. Praying that they lose. Then you draft Kyrie. We don't need LeBron. We got Kyrie. And then reality sets in. And you start to feel a little melancholy. Because you still suck. Oh, but no, hope has arrived. LeBron comes back. Oh my God, we're so excited. That's Cavs fans. All of this in like 7 years, like this is the emotional roller coaster their fan base is going on. And then LeBron comes back home. You're happy. Then you have the big three. You got Kevin Love, Kyrie Irving. They're working together. We're going to win a championship. Love gets hurt in the Boston series. Then Kyrie gets hurt game 1 against the Warriors. You lose a finals that you thought you were going to win. Then you're disappointed and sad and you think, oh my God, things are never going to change. But you're hopeful because you know next year is going to be better. Then you win the championship and you beat the Warriors. You're on top of the world. It's never going to end. Durant goes to the Warriors. Then you're afraid. Cavs fans got super afraid. And after they got afraid, they lost the finals. Then they got angry. They hate Durant. Whose fault is it? LeBron needs more help. Where are his teammates? Kevin Love is terrible. Then you think Paul George is coming. Oh, let's get excited about Paul George. This is the emotional roller coaster that fans are on. Let's get excited for Paul George. Nope. He goes to OKC. More disappointment. You blame the owner, blame whoever else. Then Kyrie wants to leave. Oh, you're super sad because Kyrie wants to leave too. And you're hurt because you feel like he turned it back on you. But then you're upset because you want to blame LeBron for that as well. But you can't blame LeBron because he's just brought you a championship. But then everybody's telling you, including me, that LeBron is leaving because he is. And then you feel hopeless. Cavs fans feel hopeless. Then they trade Kyrie to Boston. They pretend to be excited, but you know the future is bleak because LeBron's walking back out the door. Then you start praying. Like you start praying because you're praying for rain, praying for hope, praying for Carmelo. Nope, he goes to OKC too. Then you're back dejected, lonely, sad, and you know the future's terrible. But then Wade gets bought out. But you refuse to gain hope because you've been disappointed too many times. You lost because he's going to go to San Antonio or Oklahoma City too. No, but then Wade signs. The light shines down, the manna from heaven. So now it's back championship time, right? Cavs fans are incredible. The fact that they actually, like the emotional roller coaster that they take their fans on is incredible. I mean, the only fans, worse than or more delusional than Cavs fans, because Cavs fans are a little delusional, but it's not their fault because they are on an emotional roller coaster. They're not delusional fans like 76ers fans. 76ers fans are fans that are sad and they pretend like they have hope and are delusional. Because Dwyane Wade has joined the Cavs. And what does this mean? Do you think that this means that they're winning a championship? I mean, LeBron is back with an aging Dwyane Wade. Because when I looked at this, Dwyane Wade's still jacking up a lot of shots, which he should. His field goal percentage isn't that great. Still, I think he shot last year about 17 shots a game. 17 to 18 shots a game, which is more than even Jimmy Butler was shooting. So he's still putting them up. But the best part about this is for the Cavs, though, is that LeBron James now has somebody to potentially close games for him. Because he was in a point without Dwyane Wade that nobody else was going to be able to take that big shot for him. Because when you look at the history of LeBron James, right? When he was in Miami, Dwyane Wade went and got so much for him. Dwyane Wade, he reminds me of, because I got a comment saying how old Dwyane Wade was in basketball years. The reality is that Dwyane Wade, it reminds me of Coming to America, where he was like, Joe Louis, 126, 127 years old when he fought Rocky Marciano. That's kind of the way Dwyane Wade is right now. He's an old man. But LeBron needs him because he needs somebody to take that shot. And that's the truth. As much as you love LeBron, as much as I respect him as a person outside of the court, he's the greatest of all time outside the court. I have explained why I believe that so many times in the locker room with his teammates, all these things. But on the court, he has trouble closing. But I did give him credit. There was one time that I saw him really do something tremendously special, and I thought it was a turning point in his career. When the Miami Heat, when they were playing against Durant and Westbrook with the Oklahoma City in the finals, and LeBron James, I think it was game 3, when he hit that bank shot. That was the first time. I mean, he looked surprised after he hit it. Because, mind you, he's a great player. So if you shoot shots and you're a great player, you're going to make some of them. And then he takes a lot of layups in the end of the game, close to the basket and all that. So, yes, he's made some big shots. But that was the biggest shot of his career to me. That was the biggest shot of LeBron's career. And that was a turning point for him. That was the turning point where he went from being a boy to where he went to being a full-fledged NBA man. So his game has changed, his work ethic, all these things. So I give him credit for that. But I can't give him greatest of all time. Because I need my greatest of all time to be a closer. You may not need yours to be a closer. I need mine to be I need him to be a closer. But in terms of people, a basketball player and a person, LeBron's the greatest of all time. When you add up everything, he's winning in life in every area. He's not going to have to go like Kobe and mend relationships with his wife, with his kids, when he finishes playing. No, his relationships will be intact. Same thing with Michael Jordan. All that. That's why I say he's the greatest of all time. Does anybody else have any comments on the NCAA alleged scandal? Because if not, we're going to get out of here on Right or Wrong, Unafraid. Please, guys, make sure that you guys subscribe, follow, hit the swipe over, hit the little follow button, share the feed, because we want to get the word out about this NCAA scandal, alleged scandal, because it's not. The NCAA is a sweatshop, is what it is. You guys, thank you guys for joining me. Unafraid, Right or Wrong. I will catch you guys tomorrow. Peace out.